I do have that boom, don't I?
You got that boom, boom, boom in your room, room, room. I got that boom, boom, boom. It's all in your room. He got the hit to beat the black with the Michael attack. It's at that Johnny feel with the lucky meal.
What is that, dude? That'd be so. I feel like now I'm measuring success is like whether or not you get your own McDonald's meal. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, hi,
Out of
dude,
left field, this
bro,
man talks.
bro. Well, you talked about meals and shit, so I figured it has something to do with it. Because I was like, bro, I don't want McDonald's to ever know my meal. Like, especially back in the day when I used to get fucked up and order like 6 cheeseburgers and 20 chicken nuggets. Hi, I'm Lucky Noah from Anime Casuals. This is my meal. First off, we have six we have 6 McDoubles with no pickles because that shit whack. And then we got 40 chicken nuggets, and then as if we didn't have enough chicken, we also got 4 McChickens on the side, and no mayo because we want to stay healthy, as well as a large Sprite. Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I'm Lucky. Here I go! This hand of mine is burning red!
And I'm Michael. Realize the only ones who should kill are those who are prepared to be killed.
Johnny.
Your darkness swallowed up my son? Who decided that?
Erupting! Burning!
Now all of you.
Die.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. I am Lucky.
I'm Michael.
I'm Johnny.
And we make up Anime Casuals. Today, we'll be talking, well, in our casual discussion, we'll be talking about, I actually almost thought this was the weekend talking, it completely threw me off. No, what we're actually talking about today in our casual discussion is, well, our anime that kind of flew under our radar that we eventually went to go check out. And I gotta say, there are a lot of anime that fly under my radar because there's so many freaking anime out there that it's really hard to keep up with everything. So you might be surprised at some of these on our lists. I just hope that you guys realize that despite the fact that we're anime YouTubers, we don't get to watch all of the anime. I mean, that would be pretty incredible if somebody actually got to watch every single anime, right? Like you'd have to start literally from like 1 years old, and you still wouldn't get it because everybody keeps on making anime every fucking year. Damn,
But
that's
you'd also have
depressing.
to watch all the bad anime too.
That's true, and then you'd probably want to kill yourself after that. So who knows if you make it? Who knows
This
if you
is
made
true.
it to the good
Yeah.
anime? But anyway, since I came up with this idea, why don't we start off with my first anime, which is Alice in Zoroku. I was very surprised. I would have never found this anime if I hadn't just looked in Verve and I went from A to Z, and it started with an A. So I mean, it worked out. So I literally saw it.
Pretty.
I saw an old man and a young girl, and I was like, oh, maybe this is like a grandfather, granddaughter situation. Kind of is, but yeah, that show threw me off at how good it was, and I was like, and I started looking it up on YouTube. Maybe I should probably make a video about it sometime. But I looked up on YouTube, no fucking videos made. Like it's almost like nobody's watched this shit. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Maybe that might be good for views. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here with my YouTuber brain. But the amount of excitement that I got after the first episode, I was like, bro, why have I not heard of this? Why is nobody talking about this? I think it came out in like 20. It came out at least 2016. So I think it came out even later than that, and it just threw me off that I'd never heard of this. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with me, man?" Has great voice acting. The old man is played by Blackbeard and All for One, same voice actor. It does a really good old man voice. I was not expecting that. I was expecting, like the fucking Blackbeard, like, rah, 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 rah. But I was like, oh, never mind. He's a pretty good voice actor. So that is my first pick here. What about you, Michael?
I think I have to go with Charlotte.
That's a good one.
Charlotte was an anime that I just never heard of until I think one of you guys brought it up. And I don't know, maybe it was Lucky.
Yeah, I
somebody
think
brought
it was
it up
me.
that was not me, and I was like, I have no idea what this anime is about, and I don't know like why people are talking about it. And then Lucky brought it up one day, and I was like, oh, interesting. Did we do a video on it like forever ago?
You know what? I think we might have mentioned it in one of like the early
Yeah,
videos. By the way,
okay.
guys, don't look up our old videos. They're not good, but we keep them up there for reference.
And it was just a surprising anime to watch that is like one season, pretty to the point.
Yeah.
Gets right into the nitty gritty with like some of these kids having powers like they just can't control and that really mess up their body and mess them up mentally. Kind of it reminds me of the current season of My Hero right now. And it was a really enjoyable watch to watch a superhero show that was all about removing superpowers, not propagating them or enhancing everybody, but they were viewed very much as like a problem with the world, meteorite dust or whatever it was. But I want to throw that out. If you really want to watch a superpower anime that's not really about the superpowers, but really trying to get rid of them all, that superpowers are problems, Charlotte's definitely the way to go.
Nice. So my first one is actually going to be one I had to do a punishment video for, and it's Tonikawa, Fly Me to the Moon. That was a really surprising ride for me. I actually did a video on it. I just need to give it to you. But I don't know. It was kind of fun to just watch this relationship that seemed like it all takes place within the span of a week. And then they're just like, hey, I just met you. Let's get married.
Call me maybe.
No, they go straight past that, just straight to like, let's get married. And, they start living with each other. And I don't know. It kind of became just like a guilty pleasure. And I hope there's going to be a season to it. Season 2 to it.
Better be, bro. There better be, or riots will happen. I don't think riots will happen, but
and then riots happen. It's 2022,
riots, but riots nonetheless.
Tonikawa riots ravaged Japan.
By the way, if you guys haven't seen our bad anime description quiz, that is what Johnny is talking about. So if you guys haven't checked that out, check out our YouTube channel. You're already on our YouTube channel. Why don't you check out? If you're on our podcast, why don't you check out our YouTube channel? Right now. Go further in, and you'll find it somewhere.
Go plus ultra. Deeper. Figure it out.
Let me see here. Okay, this is going to be very surprising, but you have to remember the time period, right? This was back in 2000.
Just start shaking your head.
7, 8, maybe something like that. Fullmetal Alchemist. Hear me out. So what happened to me was me and my mom were over at a Barnes & Noble one day. This is back when I actually used to read. And I remember And there was a guy there that apparently worked on like the US version of Fullmetal Alchemist that was trying to like, this was back then when it was not a very popular thing. I think it did just get on Adult Swim. But the guy was telling us, oh, this is about to go on, like, this is about to be like a really big thing. You definitely want to check it out. So I actually did buy the very first issue of Fullmetal Alchemist, and I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And I ended up watching Fullmetal Alchemist because of that. But I had never heard anything about it. This is back, way before where we, Guguk and all of them, where you could go to YouTube and get a recommendation, or summer anime in a nutshell, those kind of videos. So when I saw this shit, I was like, oh, I never realized it was going to be as big as it was, and so it freaking threw me off. And there weren't like a lot of. I don't even know if Reddit was around back then. Like, I don't know how long Reddit's been around, but I don't think it's been around as long as like YouTube and all them. So. Yeah, that it threw me off when I started reading it. I read, the whole first part with like the priest and stuff, and I was like, you know what, this might be pretty good. And then I started getting into the anime, and I was like, okay, this is definitely something special. But I probably would have never gotten into it. Well, I probably would have gotten into it later. Let's just say that, if it weren't for that, and I probably would have skipped Fullmetal Alchemist because a lot of people have never seen the original Fullmetal Alchemist. They've skipped all the way to Brotherhood because. Brotherhood, I mean, it's a better version, but I still think everybody owes it to themselves to watch Fullmetal Alchemist once, just to see what happens when you don't go with when the anime gets too far ahead of the manga and they decide to take liberties with it. Even though they did, I still think they did a pretty good job with it. But like I said, if you watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood first, you're not going to want to watch Fullmetal Alchemist. It's just really tough. So, yeah, that's my next one. What about you, Michael?
Well, mine isn't as big as like missing Full Metal. Like Full Metal was already done by the time Lucky finally watched it. I missed mine for like several months and managed to catch this back with this anime like near the end. And that was Demon Slayer.
Oh
So
yeah.
like constantly for several weeks, I would walk around and Anime Josh and Johnny would just be watching this show where there was this guy, there was good animation, but I kept seeing the same part of it over and over again, was like him walking through the snow. So I didn't know what it was about, and I was like, I'm good. I'm like, you guys watch your little like slice of lifey anime, and I'll be over here. And eventually I just was like, okay, I'll watch it. I've been like told every day for like 4 weeks to watch this anime. And I finally sat down and I got past the first episode, and then I just kept watching to like episode 10. And I was like, this is super good. And then I finally caught up and watched the rest of it with these guys.
I can confirm that is all pretty much exactly what happened. I remember you watched a bunch of episodes one day and you wouldn't stop watching it.
It was really good.
Yeah,
If you
it
have
was.
watched Demon Slayer, it's really good.
Who would
Give
have
it to
thunk
episode
it?
10 though. Make a decision then.
but don't listen to your friends. Make the decision on your own to watch things.
Hey, you saw what mattered and you left.
I saw snow.
Done. You should watch instantly. Anyway, my next pick
Is snow. These snowy notes.
my next pick is going to be actually Gurren Lagann. I waited to watch that for a bit, only because I have a friend who at this time period, he was showing me a lot of stuff and I wasn't checking it all out because it was just too many things. So he told me about Gurren Lagann and he called it the just biggest just one-upping show of anything. And so I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. I'll never watch that. One day I ended up watching it. I think it was on Netflix. It was really easy and it was pretty awesome. So yeah, Gurren Lagann, spirals and drills.
You're right. It does spiral into a really good show.
Gotta use that spiral energy.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I actually almost missed it, but you guys, I think we were gonna do it. We did it for one of our videos, and I was like, I guess I gotta watch it. And then I watched it. I was like, I guess this is pretty good. And then I watched the rest of it, and I was like, okay, I guess this is really good. You know, I was, like, I was just sitting there.
Whatever.
Do you guys ever get that where it's like somebody recommends something to you? It's like, I don't think I'm gonna like that one, and then like like when you're watching it, you're like, I really want to hate this, but it's fucking good because I don't want them to be right the whole time, this entire time. Oh, dude, you should really watch it. It's definitely your show. It's like, nah, it's not my show. You don't know me, bro. And then you start watching it. It's like, oh, they fucking know me. Damn it. So my next pick here is Real Girl, or 3D Kanojo in Japanese. I was really bored one day and I was trying to find more. This is when I was like hard in my romance anime phase, and I had no clue what I was gonna watch. Yeah, oh well, I mean, you know, my philosophy, I guess.
Awakening me.
Yeah. So I had just like started. This is like peak time. I just watched Kimi ni Todoke. Started Blue Spring Ride. Realized the guy in there is a fucking asshole, and decided to get off that. And then I was like, all right, I gotta go into something else. And I found this anime with this cute orange haired chick and a blue haired guy with glasses and shit. I was like, let me see how this goes. And I will be honest with you, it didn't end. It was a little anticlimactic toward the end, but I definitely went through it. And I just remembered this was back when I used to work at one of my jobs, like at around 8 o'clock in the morning, and I used to wake up an hour early on the day that the episode came out. I would just watch that episode. I'd be like, I can't handle it. I don't even know if I can go into work today. I don't even know, man. It's just too much heartbreak. And it got me pretty good. So yeah, 3D Kanojo or Real Girl. Check it out on High Dive if you guys ever get a chance.
I was actually about to the other night. That's all I'm saying about that. Anyway,
damn.
Johnny likes 3D girls. My next one it caught me off guard because I thought it was going to be dumb. Also because I gave it a chance and I watched a lot of it in Japanese, and then I totally dropped off of it for like a year. It was Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super was something that I never I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna watch this. And I watched like 50 episodes of Japanese, and I was like, I just can't keep watching in Japanese after 50 episodes, right? I just can't keep watching it.
Goku's
So I
voice
stopped.
is weird.
Yeah, it's too weird. And I was like, oh, well, this is a good point for me to drop it. Like, there's not really anything going on. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Because they got past the movies, and then I was like, okay, now we're past the movies. Was okay, whatever. And then I finally picked it back up again a year and a half later when Johnny and I were making an adventure through it in English, because finally there was like 80 episodes in English, and the English wasn't just the movies. So I'm like, I'm not going to watch 50 episodes of English to go back through Dragon Ball Super. And I guess it wasn't entirely off my radar, but I definitely forgot about it for a long time until I think Josh, Anime Josh and his friend were telling us about like, oh yeah, have you seen it in Japanese? It's like the story's so good because it was over by then. And we're like, okay, I guess there's enough English out for us to finally watch it. It was actually really good. So yeah, if you could bear through the Japanese, don't watch it in Japanese. Go watch it in English because it's better.
Even if you can, just don't.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Go watching it's meant to be form.
Yeah. Adult Swim created it, so calm down. I mean, curated it. Sorry, not created it. Curated it.
I was like, what are you talking about, Michael?
If you will.
We're making up facts here at Anime Casuals because that's what we do.
These are casual facts by casual people.
Casually check if they're right. My next pick is going to be actually High School DxD. I waited a very long time to watch this anime, and I'm still not even sure why I did that to this day, but I'm glad I've watched it. It's a very fun ride. I did a video on it, and it's just got a ton of fan service, which is great, but it also does a similar thing to what Freezing did, which is another fan servicey anime, whereas it pulls you in with fan service, and then it's like, bam, plot out of nowhere. Sometimes a little too much plot. I'll be honest. Season 3, there was way too much. It came out of nowhere, and I was just confused and lost. But yeah, High School DxD. Glad I watched it. Waited too long.
Oh man. Well, this is actually one that you and I have in common, Johnny. And you were the reason why we have it in common is because you are the one that introduced me to it, which is Quintessential Quintuplets. Because I barely got that out of my mouth. That was tough. I remember you were telling me about this, and this is actually what I was just talking about, where it's like, you don't know me. What do you think I am, bro? You think I'm into this harem bullshit? Well, you're wrong. And then I watched it. I was like, fuck, he was right. It's actually pretty good. And I was like, Johnny was telling me about it for so long, and I was just like, I mean, I guess I'll watch it, because I think I was planning on eventually doing like a video about it, like in the early days, back in like 2019 or 2020, and I started watching it, and I was like, man, I can't put this shit down, bro. It's really good, and I liked all of the twins. I kind of thought that they were gonna have a problem differentiating all of them, so I was like, all right, well, we'll see how it goes. And then, but yeah, eventually, like once I started watching it, I was like, okay, everybody, like, it all makes sense. I pretty much know each one of the twins, like what their little quirks are, and I thought that quintuplets, whatever you want to call them, whatever. Yeah, it was it was a good series, man. It was funny because it was actually featured a lot on Verve. Like, they was always telling, like, hey, Quintessential Quintuplets, here's on the homepage. Why don't you go check that shit out? I'm like, I'm not gonna check it. You don't know me, Verve. You don't know me. They knew me. So yeah, you guys want to do our little lightning round right now? And
yeah, mine's not too long. Let's
go for it.
I was gonna say though, with Quintessential Quintuplets, it's always like hesitant with Johnny recommendations. Going, is it gonna be just titties, Johnny?
I was gonna say, worst case scenario, you're just gonna see way too many titties. Come on, that's not that bad a scenario.
That's
honestly,
true.
You know what, saying. Johnny? I'd force him to watch Mock and Key, so it could be a bad scenario.
Again, force. I don't know why you have to use this violent language. I mean, you were welcomed into the bosom of Mock and Key, if anything.
Okay, I'll finish off mine. My first one was Kimi ni Todoke. Obviously, I watched that for a punishment anime. If you watched that, I just did a video on it last week. And if you're watching this sometime in the future, well, then it was a while ago. It's a really good anime. Lucky was saying that I might not like it because it's really slow, but I think in my description of it, I think that's actually what makes it so good, is that it really plays up like these two relationship and like basically human struggles throughout the anime, but it also gives it enough time to explore literally everybody else in the anime and their own relationships and what they're going through. Even a random guy they threw in like in the second season for no reason. Like even they explore him like slightly and his like relationship with the other characters. And while I really wish Ayane, she had a hookup by the end of it, you know what? That's fine. Like we got exploration for like everybody, and they really show off like how you should do rivals, like a rival between the main character and another character for like the main boy, and it was really really well done. I think my only other one on my list was Castletown Dandelion, which also was introduced to me by Johnny. Another like cool superpower, but it was so nice to watch something that was just lighthearted and fun and just about like who the next king's going to be, that I had a lot of fun watching it and how they employed their superpowers to basically like get voted in. So that was really cool. I have a couple others on my list, but I'll just keep it down to 2. So yeah, I'll release the other ones later.
I didn't originally have any more on my list for lightning round, but I actually thinking about it a little bit more. I probably do. One is going to be Black Clover. I missed the ride on the bus, and it was pretty much just Naruto on steroids.
I guess I have to throw that also for mine, because what do you guys started watching a ton of Black Clover, and I was like, I guess I'll watch it.
Well, I think it cascaded. Lucky, then to me, then probably you.
Yeah.
So Black Clover was really fun. I actually kind of want to get back into it because they just stopped doing.
You
English
should, bro.
and
You should, man. The English is actually almost caught up because they have another break right now, and the English is almost caught up on Funimation. So
okay. I just keep getting lost in all of the like after where the anime felt like it should have ended, but then it's like, nah, we still got a bunch more to go.
Hey, we told the main story of this. Yeah, let's add some more.
All the mysteries are gone, but don't worry, we made some more. And my other one is probably maybe this is more just how I feel. I feel like I really caught on late to Naruto. I mean I caught on, but I didn't realize that there was a Shippuden for the longest time. So I was watching it online, and I'd be like, "What the hell is Shippuden? I don't want to watch that. I don't even know what that word is." So I just never did. And then I actually started looking at it because it was like, "Wait, who's this other Naruto guy?" So eventually I had to go and like look for it and watch it. So yeah, Naruto. I felt like I was always just a little bit behind on that anime.
Nice.
Or a lot behind.
Who's this big Naruto guy? What happened to little Naruto?
Trying to rip off Naruto? What's wrong with them, man? So more recently, Remake Our Life. I almost let this one slip away from me. Michael just kept telling me like, "Oh yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's really good." Especially for us who feel like we wasted our lives and now we want to go back. And I was like, "Oh, that sounds a little too real." And I was like, "All right, I'll eventually check it out." The problem was I kept telling myself, "Oh, I have to get in the right mindset." And I keep saying this on my podcast. Like I'm just like I know that's not true, but there's some animes where I'm like, I can't watch this at night. Maybe I ended up watching it at night and ended up going through like almost 7 episodes before I was like, I gotta go to bed. This is not good. I have to wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm fucking doing this. So, so that's the first one. Classroom of the Elite is another one that threw me off. I think me and Johnny used to do this thing whenever like Michael was gone or something like that. We just like browse Verve and just be like, all right, this anime right here. We'll just check it out. And most of the time it was actually pretty spot on. We actually kind of enjoyed like whatever we clicked on. And Classroom of the Elite was one of them. And we started watching it. And I was like, man, this show is really deep. Had like philosophy quotes in the beginning, and I was just like sitting there jerking off my philosophical dick right there. It was great.
Yeah.
And then actually, since Michael did mention this one a little bit earlier, those Snow White notes came out of nowhere. Had no fucking clue what this was about. And then Crunchyroll released a Costco sample on YouTube of it, and I was like, what's this? Am I gonna really like this? And I was just like, I took a little bite of it. I was like, okay. Shamisen, fucking the instrument that I knew about, but I never really knew what the name of it was, and just all this crazy imagery. I was like, awesome. And I also did a couple videos on the Snow White notes, and I really cannot wait for the second season. But you know what, guys? Remember this. You can check out all things casual at the link tree in the description box down below. Also, if you'd like to email us, you can email us at animecasuals with an S, real, REAL, at gmail.com. But as always, guys, don't forget to keep
It casual.